Good afternoon. My name is Donovan Carter. I'm here with the Samuel Proctor Oral History Program. Today is Saturday, August 28th, 2021, and I'm here with
Crystina Page.
Crystina Page, mother of
David Jaxon Page.
Mother of David Jaxon Page. And the first thing I want to ask you today, Crystina, is why are you here today?
I'm here because somebody has to have a voice. This happens so often. And there's so many people killed by police who are silenced. I can't be silent.
Yeah.
My son deserves justice.
Absolutely. Tell me more about your son.
David was pretty amazing. He was 20 years old and autistic. He had a fascination with fishing and wolves. He really wanted to have a wolf wildlife rescue. So we're doing that in his honor. He had such a passion, such an amazing smile. I think the one thing he wanted more than anything was for people to love each other. And it's very unfortunate to me that seems to only happen after our loved ones are gone.
I agree. I agree with you. Far too, I agree. Fortunately, I'm going to ask you about the end of, or David's murder, I'll say. Could you tell me about that and the date and location of where it occurred?
Yeah. September 29th of 2019, my son had recently found out that his son was stillborn. And he had been carrying a boy baby doll since he was about 2 years old. He still had the same one. And all he wanted was to be a dad to a son. And he had found out his son was stillborn and went into mental health crisis. He was in his room screaming his son's name. And Corporal Robert Stewart showed up and called me shortly after making first contact and told me he was with him and that David was having a bad day and that things would be okay. He just wanted to let me know that he would call me back if he needed anything. I offered to give him a CBI report, which is a background check, so that the officer knew who he was dealing with, and he said no. He said he was well familiar with my son and that everything would be fine. And after that first contact, a couple hours later, he went back to the house and tried to gain entry. And my son told him he wasn't homicidal or suicidal, but that he was in kind of dire straits. He was sad and he just wanted to be left alone to grieve the loss of his child. And he deadbolted his door. I'm not sure exactly what happened next, but that led Corporal Stewart to call SWAT and report that David had taken a hostage, which he knew to be incorrect. At 4:29 that afternoon, so about 8.5 hours after the initial contact, they shot him from approximately 35 yards away through a closed kitchen door while my son screamed his baby's name. They were in the top of turrets of a Bearcat in full riot gear. My son had a broken and busted BB gun. After they confirmed he was dead, they double bang flash grenaded the house, set it on fire, and then ran over Marley, his service turtle. He wasn't allowed to have one of the wolves that we had raised for him, so he had taken Marley as his service animal. So I started Marley Foundation to combat militarized police response to mental health crisis. So we go into the community now to try to give our community members another option besides calling 911 when they're having a bad day. So some good is coming out of his death in our community.
No.
I'd much rather him be here.
No, yeah, I understand, Ms. Page. This is very difficult. And I really, truly thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing. And Corporal
Robert Stewart of Monument PD.
Monument in what state?
Colorado.
Monument PD in Colorado.
Yes.
Is there what else do you want the world to know about David?
That his story isn't over. You know, he was 20. His story can't be over yet. That's why I'm here to ask the DOJ to reopen all cases and to prosecute the officer who led to my son's death, and to the thousands of deaths that haven't found justice yet.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ms. Page. Is there anything you want to add? Anything else you want to say?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.